Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about writing repeating decimals as fractions. And these decimals are specifically decimals that are repeating in the tenths place. So just as a reminder, the tenths place is that place that is directly to the right of the decimal point here. It's the first one. So these decimals are going to be, for example, something like 1.3 repeating, and the 3 would go on forever. So 1.33333 forever. That's what we're going to be working on today. So let's start with a decimal 0.7 repeating. So that means it would look like this, 0.7777, and those sevens would go on forever. Okay, so the easier way to write it and the quicker way is just 0.7 with this line on top, which represents repeating. So what we're going to do is pick a variable that can be equal to the decimal. So we do this just to kind of get rid of some of the numbers later on down the line to make it a little bit more understandable. And in math, we like to use x because x is easy. So we're going to take x equals 0.7 repeating, our original decimal. So we are going to multiply both sides of our equation by 10 to make it easier in a few steps to convert it to a fraction. So the left side of our equation was x equals, so on the left side is x, so x times 10 equals 10x. And on the right side of our equation was 0.7 repeating. So 0.7 repeating times 10 equals 7.7, because if we look at this decimal here, 0.777 and so on, when we multiply by 10 or any power of 10 depending on what it is, we will move the decimal point. So when we multiply by a positive 10, we are moving the decimal point one place to the right. So it would then become 7.7777 or 7.7 repeating, which is what we have here. So after multiplying by 10, I have my equation. 10x equals 7.7 repeating. So now our goal is to get x on the left side completely by itself so we can figure out what this decimal would be as a fraction. So the way that we do that is by we have to get rid of our x, we have to subtract. So we're going to subtract x from the left side and the value of x, which is 0.7 repeating, from the right side of the equation. So even though there's not a 1 here in front of our x, we just have to remember anytime we just see an x like this and there's no other number in front of it, it stands for 1x. So we're going to essentially be doing 10x minus 1x. So 10 minus 1. We can all do 10 minus 1. And then on the right side, we are going to do 7.7 repeating minus 0.7 repeating. So on the left side, we did 10 minus 1, 10x minus 1x, technically, which is 9x. And on the right side, we did 7.7 repeating minus 0.7 repeating. So we have 0.7 repeating and 0.7 repeating, and we can cancel those out because those are same value, so we can just cancel those out, get rid of them, make it easier for ourselves. So then we have left 7 minus 0, and 7 minus 0 is 7. So here's where we're at so far, 9x equals 7, but we're still trying to get this x all by itself, so we need to keep going. So since 9x is technically 9 times x, we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to divide. So we want to get x by itself, so we need to get rid of the number 9. So let's do 9x divided by 9, and whatever we do on the left side, we also have to do on the right side. So we divide by 9, and we divide by 9, and here I'm showing that since these are the same number, we can just cross them out. Okay, they cancel each other out. And once we cross out those 9s on the left side, we only have x left. That's all that's left. X equals, and then we have a nice fraction here, 7/9. So if x equals 7/9 and x also equals 0.7 repeating, which is our original decimal, we know that our original decimal also equals 7/9. So it is a few steps and it will take a little bit of practice, but anytime you are trying to convert a decimal that repeats in the tenths place, you can do it in this way, and it should always work as long as you do it this way.